And welcome to another episode of Dio Talk. I'm Dio. Let's talk. My guest today is a talented photographer. And what's good?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm honored for you to be here on the show. Talk about a little bit of what you've been doing. What inspired you to pick up the camera and start shooting these beautiful images you post on your IG?
Well, since I was a kid, I always liked taking pictures. You know what I mean? Like I always felt I had an eye, you know what I mean, for like art. And like I never really liked taking pictures of myself, but everybody would always say that I would take their pictures, real good. Like especially my sister. Her name is Portia. Every time she would want to take pictures, she would always call me like, "Hey, come take my picture." You know what I mean? So it was something that I honestly adapted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's dope. How much time you've been with this career?
Honestly, I've been professionally taking pictures for about 2 years now.
Nice. Did you have to go to college to
Nope,
get a degree or something? No.
nope. I did go to school and I took a photography course when I was in high school, but nothing outside of that.
And from them, you just started this journey on
Yeah,
taking pictures.
I just self-taught. Like I did have people that I looked up to. Like I know a lot of photographers, and a lot of video makers, bloggers, so I did have, mentors, but like as far as my mechanics and how I handle a camera and everything like that, I'm self-taught.
That's dope, man. Was it something that you find it was like challenging at times to create, or just once you started, it was just really like easy for you?
Once I started it was kind of easy for me.
That's dope, man. Um, do you have you done like weddings? Like what do you focus on like for your bread and butter?
Okay, so I specialize in brand narrative, you know what I mean? Because there's so many people trying to start companies, so many people trying to start clothing lines. So what I do with my company, I try to uplift and create a platform to promote and give anybody with a talent, a brand, or a company, the opportunity to gain exposure. Not everybody in this world has the resources, you know what I mean? So I wanted my company to create a platform to help everyone.
Nice. Now, when you edit these photos, right? Does it take you a long period of time? Like like in my wedding, I had a photographer, right? Like it took her literally like 3 months to get back to me, right? And she like I saw her taking pictures. Like in my account, she must have like 300 pictures, literally. And when she got back to me with the flash drive, we only had 75 pictures. Like, is that editing process difficult, or and when you like approached for a job, um do you have a set amount of pictures that you need to provide?
Good question. So for me, when I go to shoots, I always tend to overshoot. You know what I mean? Like I take like almost a thousand pictures because like I take it very seriously. Like I feel like if you really like take your time and take a lot of shots, you never know, out of the amount of shots you take, what can be a good photo and what can't be a good photo. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
for me, sometimes you can overshoot, but I rather take the chance of overshooting because, the chances of me finding that magazine cover photo, that
Mhm.
good quality photo, like you know, it really takes a lot. Like it really takes a lot for you to really find that one photo or out of, depending on the amount or you agree with the client on for them to receive, you know what I mean? Like it takes more, always shoot more than what you know, you know, range for to shoot. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like always take it over the top, always do extra, because you never know if you can find, more,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
But
saying?
do you
More.
have like, if you take, let's say, 300 pictures, do you have to provide all of them? Like, would you give them all of them?
In most cases, I would, but that's only if the client wants to receive all 300 photos. But out of 300 photos, 9 times out of 10, not all 300 photos will be used by the client. More than likely when you give a client the photos, they only post about like 5 or 6 on
Yeah,
Facebook,
yeah,
and you know what
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you've been doing this for 2 years, right? You started your own company, T-Max Productionz. How is it being a business owner? Because especially after, I think we're what, post pandemic or after pandemic. I'm not sure what stage we're in. Like, did that affect you in your business? Like, it's a two. I know it's a two and one question. So
um honestly, I feel like the pandemic, like, because I started right before the pandemic. So honestly, I feel like the pandemic, it didn't affect my business in any way. I honestly feel like the pandemic like helped my business, because like I really had a large amount of events and a large amount of shoots and just collabs and different things that I was like involved with or involved in during the pandemic. So I can't really say that it affected me, in particular in my business, but I definitely got a lot of work done during the pandemic.
okay, how is it? How is it? How does it feel now that you're your own boss, your own business owner? Whoever hires you needs to understand that you're not an employee. You're self-employed. You're a private contractor.
Honestly, it's something I'm new to, you know what I mean? Like I've worked for multiple companies, uh, excuse me, throughout my life, but being a CEO was never one of them, you know what I mean? And it's something you definitely have to be patient with, and something you have to, it's big shoes to fill, if you know what I mean. Like you have
Mhm.
to be ready for it. And one thing I could say is I embraced it, and I'm actually handling it well, if you ask me, you know what I mean.
Mhm. Oh yeah, it's definitely it's excuse me. Yeah, it's not. I had a conversation the other day with somebody very successful. Um, he told me that being an employee, you clock in, you clock out. Everything that's at work, you leave it once you leave. But being your own boss, your own CEO, running your own company, that shit runs 24/7.
Man,
Twenty four
I
seven.
agree.
I started I have my own small printing business. I print uh shirts for companies.
Mhm.
Especially I focus on helping small businesses. And man, I get emails and phone calls, even though I have my hours set from 9 to 4:30. I get phone calls, emails at 12 o'clock at night sometimes. So
Yeah,
it's really it's that fine line. You got to just try to manage it the best as you can.
exactly.
So you started T-Max Productionz. Do you have any employees? Or is it you alone at the moment?
Yeah, I actually have a full-time engineer. I have a selected few of models. Um, I also have a security company aside from my production company. It's called T-Max Security Inc. I
Nice.
have a few guys that I went to grammar school with. We all decided to come together and build this company, but I just founded it. I'm the CEO. But we definitely have security details to offer for anyone in need of security, um, as well as uh, I actually have a secretary. My wife is my secretary.
Oh man, that's like that's the co-founder right there.
You feel me?
That's the partner right there.
You feel me?
That's
And
dope. So you have a lot of things going on, man. I'm happy to hear that. You know, your security company, for photographer. Like, what else do you have? Like,
I'm a photographer, slash engineer, slash producer, slash creator, slash influencer. I'm a little bit of everything, you know.
so when you say produce, you produce movies, your music.
Music actually,
Yeah.
and
So
film
you
as
you
well.
drop you
But
drop some bars
yeah, just a little some.
and films as well. Like, what have
Yeah,
you? Are
films
you
as
working
well.
something or
I actually have a few films that I'm working on. I can't really speak to, you know,
in depth? Yeah.
about exactly what I'm doing, but I definitely have things in the works, you know. So just stay tuned and you'll see, what we have going on for sure. Snippets, behind the scenes footage, so much coming soon.
Yeah. Were you always like was film something that inspired you to uh proceed into being a photographer?
Yes, like the crazy thing about it is like I never thought to, be a photographer. I always wanted to be a filmmaker. Just growing up, I always loved movies. My grandmother, she pretty much raised me and she always had a VHS, VHS tapes, like
Yeah, yeah.
VHS player, and she just had all of the Disney movies, all of the Casino Royales, James Bond 007, and I just grew up watching a lot of film and I always wanted to make my own movies, and it's like I just always wanted to be a filmmaker, like of all jobs, if anybody would ask me, I always wanted to be a filmmaker.
Nice, that's dope. Do you have any genre? Like, I have had guests in the past that like they love horror movies for some reason. Like, do you have a specific genre that calls your
Sci-fi.
attention? Sci-fi?
Yeah, sci-fi. I would say sci-fi. I
Like, give
love
me.
superheroes.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
DC or Marvel fan?
Yeah. Marvel, Spider-Man, you know me.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, yeah, it's dope. Was it something like if you ever got an opportunity to like be a part of that, would you take it?
Of course, of course. Why not?
Definitely, definitely. So when it comes to film, like what about have you ever had experience in front of or in back of the camera,
Mhm,
acting or directing?
mhm. I've uh I've had involvement of my fair share of shoots and I know a lot of creators. I grew up under a lot of creators and a lot of people filming. Like how I grew my experience with the knowledge behind film and set and scenes was just like practice. Like I would do baby showers, graduations, just any form of event where they would request a recap video. And like I would take my time going through each scene and that better, help me develop my skills as far as like scenery and, setting and, everything involved with film.
Yeah, yeah. I think starting that way, like if you have a set goal, like in 5 years you want to see yourself like working with these big companies and movie productions or TV production. I think, starting in weddings and baby showers are like the best experience just because it's pressure.
Hmm.
My brother-in-law used to DJ, right?
Hmm.
And he would go to these like quinceañeros, or because we're Hispanic, right? Or like baby showers, weddings, and you had all these damn people you didn't even know from a box, right? So you have some people, everybody's watching you, right? So you have
Everybody.
that pressure is like, pressure builds diamonds, right?
Exactly.
So, once you're able to really like adjust and control, assess the situation as a professional, right?
Mhm.
Everything else is easy.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really just all a mind thing. It takes because for me, when I started doing my first few shoots, I just always had social anxiety. You know what I mean? Like just being in these large crowds. But then it just it like blindsided me. It was like before I knew it, I was like up and running, and I started doing all these events, all these different concerts, and at all these different arenas, and it was just like something that I grew into. You know what I mean? And I was able to like conduct myself and handle myself better. And now I rock out shows in arenas.
Like it becomes a norm.
Yeah,
But that's the key, once you have to be repetitive to build a
yeah, for
skill.
sure.
Repetitive, keep doing
Consistent.
it.
Hmm.
Yeah, when I was a child, I was like you. I suffered anxiety like major. Like I remember me being in class and they would ask me to read and I couldn't. I couldn't. I would get like trembling and I would stutter. Like I would get these like burning sensations under my armpits. I was like, I wanted to get up and run.
Trust
But
me, I
but
know.
but something, I have this saying, right? Like I've always had it. Like I say, fuck it. And just go for it. Fuck it. Just go for it. Fuck it. Just go for it. Some things in life you can't dwell over it. Especially, you and then you're like almost in that entertaining business. You gotta go for it.
Man,
You
every
know?
opportunity I'm jumping. Every
Yeah,
opportunity.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, direct have you acted before?
Nah, never.
All right, so we gotta get you on some films, bro. You're a multi-talented individual. I've seen.
I feel like my position is better as a film director or assistant producer or you know like production assistant or something in that field.
I mean, assistant is good when like you're trying to learn something.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Like I feel like I'm not some cocky guy where I just feel like I'm the best photographer in the game or anything like that. Like I want, like school is forever. Like I want to continue to learn and better develop my skills so that I can compare to photographers and videographers like Cole Bennett.
Hmm.
And you know what I mean? Like I know so many good photographers or guys that I grew up with. And now I know one guy, he actually works for G Herbo, if you know who G Herbo is full time.
Hmm.
His name is
Yeah.
Jaren. That's G Herbo's photographer. I grew up around him when I was going to Kenwood when I was in high school. And it's just like, man, it just shows me anything is possible. Like really anything is possible. As long as you apply pressure and you really devote your time to it, anything is possible.
Yeah, man. I used to like growing up. I had this friend, Gene. He used to tell me like he wanted to be a photographer, and like I honestly thought like, wow, you're not gonna make money, like because like he wanted to do it for the girls.
Right.
He wanted to get, he wanted to get some babes, some honeys. Like I really never thought because of that I was stuck in that mindset. Like I really never thought like photography was actually going to be, a big thing, but it is. I
Mhm.
I know multiple people that are photographers and they shoot some dope shit, man. Some
Man.
dope shit. I can't stress how dope there is, man. So you have a passion for movies, uh, which led you to having created this awesome career, taking pictures, plus starting your own company, right? Like when it comes to movies, have you ever thought of like writing scripts?
I actually have some scripts written already,
Yeah.
but I just don't want to talk too much, pertaining to them. But I actually do have some scripts written, and maybe you can be a part of the production, or anybody can be a part of the production, But currently, before I, really establish myself and really get, you know,
You have
to
them
that point,
right there in the vault.
you know what I mean. I don't want to speak too much, pertaining to that, but
So let
the
me
good.
ask you, like, are there, because I've always like I have like a plastic box just full of shit that I've written throughout the years, ideas, scripts, just dialogue itself, right? These scripts, are they fully developed? Like, have you gotten your first draft, second draft, third draft?
And that's the thing. That's why I said I didn't want to, fully disclose information pertaining to the scripts because everything, nothing is ever perfect. You know what I mean? Like you can always improve in areas that you wouldn't even have expectation to believe you can improve in. You know what I mean? So as far as like my scripts and my movies and my direction where I want to go, I'm open to all ideas. I'm open to anything because I just want to be known as a filmmaker who made a film that everybody was in love with. Like, you know, in this game, in this industry, there are so many critics, you know, and, you know, you can you can't avoid anybody criticizing or critiquing your work. So with that being said, I want to be able to make a film where nobody criticizes it. Everyone loves this film, everyone loves this movie or this genre of film or this series of episodes or whatever I plan to release. You know, when it does come to the time and I disclose release dates on projects that I am working on, I want everybody to fall in love with them.
Mhm. Incredible. That's awesome, man. You definitely have a vision. Is there something like you do music, photography, film, writing, you also produce music? Is it like is it all of those things? Are there like just things you're passionate about,
Mhm.
or do you find yourself sometimes feeling like you like other people that like you're just trying anything to make it?
Um, Honestly, I'm a real spiritual believer and I know that God has a plan for me. So I would never devote my time to anything that I wouldn't or don't have a passion for. Like anything that you would see me doing, anything that you would see me involved in is something that I definitely love or have a passion to be involved with. You know what I mean? Like when I chose photography as my career, I knew that it would be something that I would love to do for the rest of my life. And I just knew that I could create a legacy for my children. And it was a skill set that would be good to, handle and be able to incorporate within my kids and their kids and their kids and their kids. Cause it's really a lucrative business, if you ask me. Photography, if you think of anything that's going on, everything going on in life needs footage or needs a photographer. Like everything has to be, all moments have to be captured, all videos have to be made. Like everything consists of pictures and a photographer. So, when you really think about it, like who wouldn't need a photographer? You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
it's only so many careers in life where you can say they are essential, like, and will be everlasting, like something that will be needed forever.
To witness. What was your first camera that you purchased when you first started this journey?
A Canon.
A Canon?
hmm I love Canon. Shout out Canon. Send me my check. No, I'm just kidding.
And now do you still like do you have an update version of what do you
Yeah, I
have
love
now?
Canon. Canon. Out of all cameras and all companies, different cameras and different brands all vary for different things. You know what I mean? So if you are a beginner, I would advise you to go get a Canon. If you are a more skilled, you know, um, photographer or a more skilled person that knows how to handle a camera, you can get a much newer or better quality Canon. But if you are trying to like shoot videos and you want something really high definition, I would advise you to get a Sony camera.
Okay. That's dope. It's good to know. And you will recommend like if somebody was starting, right? It says like today I'm going to Best Buy or something and buy a camera. You will recommend a Canon.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend you go to Best Buy. I
Well,
would
it's,
recommend
yeah.
you go to, if you are a beginner and you're trying to be inexpensive and you want to um really grow to learn and get consistent with this skill, I would advise you to go to your nearest pawn shop. And if they have a cheap Canon camera, that would be the Best Buy.
Now, when you say buy one, do you need automatically? Do you need one of those lenses?
Yeah. Lenses, majority of the time come with the camera. They do have mirrorless cameras and cameras that don't come with a lens, but more than likely it will come with the lens.
So like I'm not a camera. I know crap about cameras, right? So like talk to me a little bit like, educate me on what is the use of these lenses? Because there's some lenses that cost more than the whole camera.
Yeah, like man, lenses are very expensive because they are the picture. If you ask me, like they have lenses for distance, they have lenses for clarity, they have lenses for special effects. Like if you want, like if you're trying to take a picture or if you're trying to shoot a video and you want it to reflect like a fisheye, like a fisheye, like an
Yeah, yeah.
actual fisheye, you can get a fisheye camera lens. Or if you are trying to shoot something from across a body of water, you can get a much longer lens, or you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
it always varies depending on the lens you get.
Okay. That makes sense, right? So do you like I know when you must throughout this transition you must have like met so many people, right? There are photographers, right? And I'm sure you have met photographers that have actually gone to school,
Mhm.
right? So the question is like, have you seen a difference between somebody that actually went to school and let's say got a degree versus somebody that has not?
Mhm. Honestly, I feel like whether you go to school or you don't, it won't determine what kind of photographer you will be. You know what I mean? I feel like it's the dedication you put into being a photographer and the studying. Like you got to study, you got to study, you got to study. You know what I mean? Like I know guys that went to school for photography, and then I know guys that just like, just all practice. And there are some guys that didn't go to school that are better than guys that did go to school. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you like going to school will make you a better photographer than someone that didn't go to school. You know what I mean? It's just all about dedication. You know what I mean? Like as long as you really apply pressure and you dedicate yourself to it and you really want it, I'm sure you'll get everything you want from being a photographer.
Yeah, it's all about the hunger and your vision when you're snapping a picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you have a? I've always wanted to ask this question. Like, do you have a portfolio of your artwork
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
like when somebody approaches you for work, you hear this is my portfolio.
I actually have a flash drive. I have SD cards. I have all forms of media for me to be able to show or present my work to people. But in this norm, in this generation, social media is the highest way to contact people and touch people internationally or across the world. So to see my work, if anybody would like to see my work, you can find me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Polo Escobar Jr., uh, Instagram, T-Max, T-M-A-X underscore Productions with a Z at the end instead of a S. And you can follow me and subscribe to my YouTube page, T-Max Productions. And I have a website under construction currently, so be looking forward to that as well.
Nice, nice. Go check them out. We'll support. We'll show them love. So, like, have you ever like just one day woken up and just you took your camera and start walking down the street and taking pictures of everything of your surroundings?
Man, that was something that I did like every day almost when I was a beginner. Like when I first got my first camera, I almost went everywhere with it and took pictures of everything. Like, cause you never know, like art is everywhere. Like even you at least expect to find the most creative picture or the most, like art is everywhere. Like, man, like you will be surprised the art that I've seen or the creations that I've like been around, like the creators I've been around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's your like because you're from Chicago, right? What's your favorite place that you'll go and you'll just automatically know you're gonna take a picture?
downtown Chicago. Um, Lincoln Park, maybe, South Loop, um, Lakeshore Drive, you know, those areas.
It's dope. It's dope, man. It's capturing that moment. And you're also a paparazzi, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
I've
when I
I've taken
think
pictures.
when I
I'll go
think
ahead.
about paparazzi, I think about like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas when you have that mission and you gotta take pictures.
Yeah, I don't really classify myself as how everybody else would perceive paparazzi, but I have taken pictures of or did collabs or have worked with my fair share of celebrities, you know what I mean, or public figures, musical artists, actors, producers. Like I've taken pictures of athletes. I want to give a big shout out to Tremaine Williams, our former WBO champion, Mighty Midget. Shout out Mighty Midget.
There you go.
um, I've taken pictures of Kendall Gill, former NBA veteran. Um, Michael Mathis, he's an actor. He was in several films.
Shout out to Mike.
Jumanji. He was in Chicago Fire. Lifetime films. So much stuff. I've taken pictures of Boo Man Forever, Chicago artist. I've taken pictures of, man. It's just like I can name so many
Dropping
celebrities,
names, bro.
man. Name
Dropping
dropping.
names.
Hey.
I mean, that's good. Your catalog, it's growing, right?
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
the more people you work for, the more your company grows, and that's positive fucking reinforcement that you need to grow.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Took pictures of Mayweather Money Team, Mayweather trainer Nate Jones. Hey, shout out Nate Jones, man. TMT Money Team. Shout out Nate Jones.
Have you seen Kanye or
I've taken pictures of people associated with Kanye, people who wrote on Donda, Fireman. I took pictures of Fireman. He wrote on Donda. It just went gold. I think it just went gold or platinum. Shout out Kanye. Shout out Donda. Shout out Fireman. Shout out Boo Man Forever. For real.
what about you guys? Do you guys listen to Chance the Rapper?
Yeah, I love Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's dope. Chicago has a dope history, man. It really has a rich history in its culture.
Man, one thing I could say, Chicago breed legends.
Word. Is Chicago? It's like, is it true they call it Chirac?
Mm-hmm. Insane, right? Chirac.
Is it?
Why
Is it?
Chirac?
Because I've never been over. It's like, is it that crazy how people really?
Yeah, one thing I could say, Chicago is a beautiful city, but it's the people that make it, dangerous.
Yeah, that's anywhere, man. You go to Puerto Rico. I grew up in Puerto Rico, so like you go to Puerto Rico and it's beautiful. You'll get there and you don't want to leave. But like everywhere, there's places that you shouldn't go in, and if you go in, you probably won't come out.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. That's how it is everywhere, everywhere you'll find some kind of trouble or
are
it's
you
like,
are you like a Bulls fan?
yeah, of course.
You like what they have now? They have was it Zoe?
Yeah, we got Lonzo, we got DeMar DeRozan, we got Alex Caruso,
Got a good
we got
team.
Zach LaVine. Yeah, we got a good team, but I'm really a Golden State Warriors fan. Shout out Stephen
Yeah.
Curry, Klay Thompson.
Damn. You to Chicago like that, man?
I mean, I love Chicago. Chicago is my hometown, but gotta go with Golden State, man. They number one in the West this year, so I've always been a Golden State fan.
Since Jason Richardson and he was I can't remember his name.
Baron Davis.
Baron Davis. This is other dude.
I think you're talking about the tall guy, the tall one. I think he was a small forward. I'm trying to think who he was. Monte Ellis played for them too.
Yes,
But,
yes.
who am I thinking about? Was it Mark Jackson? Mark Jackson? Was it?
It was a coach, Steve Jackson.
Steven Jackson.
Jackson,
Yeah,
yeah.
Steven Jackson. That's him. Yeah.
Steve
Shout out Steven
Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah, he played with them. I think Derek Fisher.
Yeah. Nah, not Derek Fisher. He played for the
Yeah,
Lakers. Derek
yeah,
Fisher.
yeah. But he got released, and there's this famous clip. I'm not sure It was youth. No, yeah, it was with Golden State, Derek Fisher. He's
Derek
played with
Fisher.
other teams, man. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. I ain't know Derek Fisher played for Golden State.
If
Shout
he
out T-Max, man.
we got
Tell him
T-Max, there you
customs. I want
go.
to shout out Tell him customs too, man. Tell him customs. See, you see T-Max, man.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. That's what's up. Doing your thing. Love to see that. What's your ultimate goal?
um, I want to be able to help everybody that has a talent, skill, brand, or a company, gain exposure, build their clientele, and get noticed, the way that they should, because not everybody has the resources in the world, and not everybody is willing to help you. So that's why I started my company, because I just wanted to create a platform to be able to help and uplift everybody, trying to do something, everybody that has anything to bring to the table, you know what I'm saying, anything they want to promote. I want to be that guy. I want my company to be the best company to help you with that.
It's beautiful. So your goal is like to bring what they see, their vision to life.
Mm-hmm. That's my slogan, actually.
Yeah.
My slogan is to help bring your vision to life. And I stand by that slogan, because whenever I'm working with any client, if I don't bring your vision to life, I feel like I didn't do my job.
Do you use when you edit these pictures, do you use any particular software?
Mm-hmm. I actually use Adobe Creative Cloud, Adobe Lightroom, Adobe Photoshop, all different kinds of platforms, but specifically Adobe. I love Adobe. Shout out Adobe. Need my check. No, I'm just
That's
kidding.
crazy, man. You're like younger than me. Like I remember when all that shit was free, bro.
Man,
Like
hey,
even
but
like
creativity costs though. Like I learned that in the game. Like if you really want to better develop your skills and you want to go somewhere with it, you have to invest into your craft.
yeah, but I call bullshit because it used to be like if you had to pay, you pay for one time and
Mhm.
it's yours.
And then it's yours, right?
And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And
That's
and
how
that
it used to be.
yeah, now like you have to, it's like a monthly subscription,
Exactly.
you
They
know,
trying to
for
milk you, bro. They're trying to milk you, bro.
oh man, that's some I got the I use Pixar.
Mm,
That's why I do all my my graphic designing for some shirts or any client that needs like they need me to build their image or something,
mhm.
a logo. That's what I use. And I got the free version. I'm killing it.
Oh yeah, Pixar. I know exactly what you're talking about. I think I got that on my phone. I think I do got Pixar on my phone. I used that a couple times. Now that I think about it, I use that.
Shit. You
Hey, it's
got
quick. It's quick. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
when you're a business owner, man, you're gonna learn that like you're gonna have to hustle on a budget.
For real. You feel
You
me?
know, you can't always be like spending, you know, if you spend money, it has to be an investment. It's gonna last you at least 2 3 years.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, I've learned some shit. I've learned a lot of shit, bro. And it's not easy, especially like you have people that support you by saying they support you, but don't support you,
But don't support you. Exactly.
right? And I've, you know, like I spoke, like we know Mike Mattis, right?
Mhm.
I met him, I had him on the podcast not too long ago, and like I told him, like, you know, sometimes people don't know how to support you,
Mhm.
you know, and the only way to support you is by you continue doing what you're doing, like you know, photography, filming, you know, building your own empire, right? And keep doing you, and one day you'll realize it, and like boom, you have him as a supporter. You know, because a lot of people see like they feel like if they can't do it, you can't do it, and because they can't do it and they see you doing it, it drives them crazy.
Exactly.
You know, and they'll take, you know, it's growth as a person, as a human being, as a man, that they will only see you as who you really are, which is a talent individual. Like you're very artistic. Like you know, your image and idea are like fire. Very I find it amusing. I you know, ever since I met you, I go on and just see what dope shit and share it.
For
That's
sure.
all. That's
I
really
really
you can do. Share it.
appreciate the love too, bro. For real.
You
You
know,
since day one, you've been showing love. I really appreciate that.
and it's like you know it's not too much to ask just to share. Just by you sharing, that's enough.
Exactly.
'Cause you never know, like an image or a video you edited or directed, you post a clip, that shit may go viral, right? You really
Exactly.
never
Like,
know.
but no, it's like in this generation, people don't really want to help you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like people like not really here to help. You know what I'm saying? Like it really is rare to have a strong support system or a strong group of people around you with solid foundation that actually want to see you win or actually want to contribute to your come up, if you know what I mean. Like it's like everybody tugging and pulling, or everybody want a piece of something, or everybody playing a role or position around you of what they feel you can do for them, or what you know what I mean, like instead of like everything just being genuine, if you get what I mean. Like if it
Mm-hmm.
was more genuine people in the world, then I feel like more people would have success with developing a company or developing a skill or a talent, and like taking it from a small level to a major platform, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
nobody can do it alone. It takes a team, you know what I mean? Like Steve Jobs, he was nothing but the idea, and how I'm gonna explain that is because he created the idea of the iPhone, but he had a team that helped him develop the iPhone. If you see what I mean, like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
he was the brains behind the operation, but there was a team that actually created the gadget and actually made the gadget come to life. So with that being said, it takes a team. Like, you know what I mean? Like nobody can do it alone. You know what I mean?
No,
And
that's 100% facts, and but it's so tedious. It's so difficult building a team sometimes. I've entered like uh like I said, I've always been a fan of films, right?
Mhm,
Like I built a team to produce a script. That's all the job they had, right?
mhm.
And not even that situation, other situations that I've witnessed, like they build a team and everybody wants their vision to come first, but yet they didn't put the team together. They they
Exactly.
they you know they didn't put the parts that was needed, because like I consider myself a person that I have an idea, and like I have a blessing sometimes that I can put the pieces together for it could work. But not everybody, like, even though they're good for that position, not everybody works, man. It's a lot of like I found myself like in my projects begging, begging, and not begging for because I need help, begging because I see the potential in you. Like, how is it that you're begging somebody to get their shit together because you know they can actually do something? And I found myself, throughout the years, a lot doing that. And I found myself like, as much as I want to be that person and give a lending hand and support system, you know, I'm just carrying that weight, because they if they don't want to accept their potential, that's on them. And it took me a while, like you and your business. I bet you had situations where you wanted to work with people and build something, and yes, yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hit me up. Yeah, yeah.
Man, you know what I mean?
Right.
I've dealt with that so much in this game, in this industry, and it's like that's why I try not too much to fully disclose any information pertaining to work or projects that I'm working on, because like, man, ideas are like this. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can have an idea or a plan, or you can just create something and you will be surprised how many people will take your ideas or try to like create a different narrative as if they came up with this idea, or as if this was their, like, like I've never in my life seen people like watch somebody create something and then try to take the idea and change the narrative as if it was their creation. Like it's insane. And I've seen it so much within this generation of people taking credit for people's work and
Yeah.
so much weird stuff going on.
Well, this generation is like, it's we live in a generation now, like excuse me, it's full of traffic. Excuse me, it's like traffic, like there's so many fucking people that are influencers, and what the fuck are you influencing? You're barely 20 years old, and the only thing you've done is for 20 posts show your ass, and you got like fucking almost a million followers, right?
Man,
There's so many like people that do music, right? Example, you do music, right? So many people do fucking music. So many people do music. We live in an era that like there's so many ways you can do your own thing, but not necessarily mean everything is good. It doesn't mean all the music that's created is good.
exactly.
Same thing with films, or podcasts. Let's take this fucking podcast, for example. There's 20 million people doing podcasts. You don't know if they're good or not.
Exactly.
There's
Like,
some people that don't even pass 5 episodes. And it's so easy to steal that idea because we're so overwhelmed with shit that did I really do that? Was I really the creator?
and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy, but you can see within the work, you know what I'm saying? Like, who really is doing it and who's trying to do it, or who's posing to have done it or trying to be doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about action. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just look at you and look at your business and what you have created and what you are giving. You have created. We are so, like, our companies are so much the same because, as you said, give flowers, you know what I'm saying? Right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, you created a platform where you bring people on your show to promote them and to give them their flowers for what you feel they have done or how they have impacted lives, or just art, creation, inventions, anything, like any place where you feel they have accomplished anything, or you feel they have talent or something to bring to the table. You try to like throw shine on them now instead of waiting until they're actually popping to, like, throw shine and show love. And that's genuine. Nobody can take that idea, like, as much as they want to, as much as they want to try to shift it and change the narrative as if it was their idea or they like came up with a podcast or anything. Nobody can ever change Dio Talk. Dio Talk is stamped and trademarked to be Dio Talk. You
There
feel
you
me?
go.
So
Word out.
same as T-Max Productionz. You see
Word
what I'm
out.
saying? Like, that's how we doing it. So I've never I've grown to just honestly embrace influencing people and honestly embrace people copying or stealing ideas, because at the end of the day, just look at the power you have. You know what I mean? Like, just the fact that somebody is stealing your idea or even taking your idea into consideration to use for their self, that goes to show you that you have the power. You have the power of influence. You know what I mean? Because you're influencing somebody to want to do what you're doing. You're
And
influencing
what's crazy is that like they'll see this and they'll mistakenly compare it to an interview. This is not an interview. I told my guy, like I told you, this is not an interview.
Exactly.
This is a place where we come to talk. The name says it all. Yeah, that I have questions, but what what any organic conversation does not have questions.
Exactly.
Especially if you're intrigued on your career, right? And second of all, it's a place. I'm trying to create a place in where people can, come and talk as a fucking human being, right? Not text messages that half of the time you send me something and I don't know how to feel about what you're saying because it's not the same way that
Exactly.
right?
You know
You
what
were
I mean?
presenting, right? And like, and just it's something that I feel that it will become something. And I feel sad now because it's very unappreciated. And I reach out to those who I see with potential and they don't capitalize on that.
Exactly.
And that's fine. You know what? maybe down the road, but maybe down the road is that I'm not gonna have the same time for you. And
Mhm.
that's just not being shady. It's, you know,
That's hey, business is business at the end of the day.
as yeah, as time I like you're a photographer. You probably has hit up people and say, I'll do this for free. That's just, just let me use you as my portrait.
Hmm.
And they'll probably I can imagine they acted real shady. It's like, no, like ill,
Man,
right?
and it's
But
crazy. Like I've never had a problem with doing charitable work. You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
I love doing work for free because it helps me build my portfolio and broaden my portfolio to the point where I have so much material to show exactly what I'm doing and what I'm capable of. So, you know what I mean? That's never been a problem at all. Like even the richest billionaires had to
Yeah.
do charitable work. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
here you go. Once you're like here, that you had to work your ass, right?
mhm.
Like let's say a model that she wants to be a model, and you're like, I'm a photographer. Let's work together. But she's too bougie, right?
Mhm.
Once you're here, now she doesn't stop calling you, right? Instead of working together, like that's the network I'm trying to build. I don't want to go and get somebody that's famous. No, I want to build with these people. I want to be us in the same level. So when we get there, I don't feel so lonely like we tend to feel, because I can imagine you've had so much success, right, in your business, that sometimes you find yourself like it's hard to enjoy the accomplishment.
Man,
And you find yourself like I find myself just sitting back, maybe having a beer or smoking a cigarette or a cigar and just thinking about how everything that's happened to get where we're at.
man, like
Like I've had so many in this podcast, and I sometimes I just don't realize them. It's because you don't have that connection with people, right? So that's why it's important to start. When you like me and you are like on the same level. We're at right there, that 1-2 year mark. As we grow together, and in the future, you'll probably be back here talking more and more and more stuff, or something,
man,
or
we
probably
locked in.
right, or you'll probably just come back and we just fucking chop it up for an hour, talk about fucking politics or something like that,
For real.
right?
Anything.
But yeah, people will find it interesting because we're coming out of our comfort zone and talking about different things. Like
Hmm.
my 2 episodes, I did before I recorded this. So I did released 2 episodes about men's mental health. You think anybody gave a fuck about that? So this goes to show, when you're like, people tend to miss opportunities. My the whole nutshell is like, you sometimes we as people get stuck in this, I don't know the best way to say, our heads up our ass,
Man,
that we lose to see opportunities.
man, I'm telling you. And I have become victim of being in that position where I was too stubborn or too prideful to understand that if you want it, you gotta do it. You gotta really apply pressure. And in this game, nobody is gonna help you. Like nobody is gonna give you anything. You have to really, like I created a platform and built this empire by myself. You know what I mean? Like I did all of this by myself. Like, you know what I mean? Not saying that I didn't have investors, you know what I mean, that invested into me, not necessarily financially, but like mentally, you know what I mean? And like got my mind right about, where I stand and what I choose to be to the world. But at the end of the day, like I did all this on my own, bro. You know what I mean? And just look at where I came, look at where I am. You
Look
know what
how
I mean?
far
Like
you've come.
exactly.
Dude, you're a certified Dio. The acronym DIO stands for Dreamers Inspiring Dreamers to Attain Their Goal. You are somebody that went after your dream, and in the transition, people are watching you, because people, I'm not sure if you ever encountered people like, yeah, I'm watching you. You don't share my shit or like my shit, but I'm watching you, right?
Exactly. Like I got a
Right,
lot of those type of people.
right, but they're watching, you know, for better for worse, you're inspiring them to get that bag as you're getting that bag. right?
Sure.
You don't have to work a 9 to 5. You don't gotta deal with people's shit. People have to deal with your shit.
Bro, I'm my own boss.
There you go. That's
Bro,
beautiful, bro. My brother, it's been an honor speaking to you.
man, I just really want to thank you for this opportunity. And I just want to let you know, not all superheroes wear capes, Dio. And this platform that you got for these people, man, I just hope that everybody really, really gives you your flowers and show you, you know, appreciation for what you bring to the table. Because, man, this is a blessing. Like, this is a blessing. This is
I
my
appreciate
first
that, bro.
legitimate podcast. I never thought I would have made it here, and I would never made it here without you, Dio. So thank you so much, bro.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure to hear your story and what you're building, which is so beautiful, right? And what makes it even better is that you're building it and you have your kids watching you. So you're inspiring them that, you know, daddy's gonna make it, I can make it.
For real.
Right. And you have your wife that's helping you, which, you know, once you're able to establish what position, what role we have in this, you have a partner for life that's gonna help you elevate.
Man, man. And it's not easy. It's not easy.
Nah, man, it's not,
Not
but it's
easy.
worth it.
It's
Because
worth it.
when you're sitting in your fucking mansion or fucking shitload of cars and the bank fucking flipped, and you guys can just sit and watch a fucking movie and not worry about the bills are getting paid and when next time, you know, you're gonna get paid or the rent is due, like it's gonna be the best feeling ever.
For real. Hard work pays off. And
100%, brother.
this interview is representation of that.
Yes, thank you. So before we go, let the people know where they can find you at, brother.
Man, you can follow me, TMAX_Productionz with a Z at the end on Instagram. You can add me on Facebook, Pollo Escobar Jr. And you can like and subscribe my YouTube page, T-Max Productionz. I just want to give a huge shout out to my team, everybody who I'm involved with, guys that I work on projects with. Like, we have so much in store. I just want to give a major shout out to Mello Made It. That's my full-time engineer. You can follow him on all platforms. Mello Made It. He has work, beats, plugins for Pro Tools, anything you would pretty much need from an engineer. He has all of that to offer. I also want to give a huge shout out to Hustle Junkie. I am full-time brand ambassador for that company. We are helping brand and design logos and just create for everybody who needs help in the city of Chicago. So I just want to give a huge thanks to that. And I also want to give a huge thanks to Mike Mathis for having me involved with the Mike Mathis tour. That's a new project in depth that I never thought that I would have, you know, like better developed my skills to get to that point. But he definitely showed me anything is possible and things can definitely happen if you dedicate yourself to it. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Boom, there you go. Have a good night, guys. I'm out. Peace.